And we are live. This is Big Reptile Talk. I'm Big Derek. We got Primitive Predators in the building. Big Brian himself, man. How you doing today, brother?
I'm doing good, man. Thanks for having me on.
I had to, man. I had to reach out, man, because y'all doing some tough stuff over there, man.
Yeah, it's a little bit of everything.
So talk to me about this channel, man. Primitive Predators, man. What's the basis of the channel? And was it just you and Kyle that started it? Talk to me about your YouTube and your Instagram.
Yeah, man. So basically, our channel, we're predominantly crocodiles on there, crocodiles and venomous snakes, and then we do have some turtles. So how the channel kind of came to be is I've known Kyle for probably 5 or 6 years now. We met on Instagram like a while ago, and then I was going to Florida probably once every 3 months, and then I was working with an outreach program here in California that had alligators, and I saw his greenhouse on I think Camp Kennan or something, or maybe it was on Instagram, and I messaged him. I'm like, hey man, like that greenhouse is sick. I really want to get one, like maybe not to that scale, but a greenhouse of some sort here in California for the crocodilian program that we have going on. So I'd love to come check it out. And he was nice enough after 2 years of messaging him to allow me to go out there and check it out. And then we kind of just clicked, and we became buddies after that. And then he was flying out here for something, and he had a layover, and we just started talking. I was showing him around the area. We went out to like find some garter snakes and stuff. And then he mentioned the whole YouTube thing. He knew I wanted to move down to Florida. And we kind of had the idea of permanent predators, or the idea of starting a YouTube channel. And he's like, why don't you just come out and do it? So I was like, all right, bet. So after that conversation, 2 weeks later, I was in Florida. I kind of just dropped everything. I was like, you know what, this is what I want to do. This is exactly the opportunity that I've been waiting for. And I know I want to be in Florida. I'm not very happy in California. So I just said, forget this. I dropped my job, dropped everything, and just drove. And I'm definitely not looking back. I loved it. And then, yeah, we just started the channel. Originally, it was all crocodilians because I was waiting to get all my snakes down there and get my permits established. And then after I got the permits established, it took a couple months to kind of get the room together. But now we're starting to release more like venomous snake content, even though predominantly a lot of viewers on our channel love the crocodiles rather than snakes.
So you telling me you was working a job and you said, look, y'all, I got to go, and you just chased your dream.
Yeah, man, I was in real estate. So I was a real estate agent here for about 2 years. And then, yeah, it was literally one conversation with him. I was like, you know what? I've been thinking about it. And I went into work the next day. I was like, yeah, it's time for me to go. I'm giving my 2 weeks notice, but it was actually like a week notice. So I just kind of finished up the deals I was working on, passed a few over to my coworkers, and then I just drove. I dipped out.
That's hard, man. I'm jealous, man. Now you making me want to quit my job and go mess with reptiles all day.
Hey man, it's a struggle though. I don't get me wrong. This last year has been tough. I'm about a year, almost a year and a half into it now, and I'm just starting to get my bearings and really feel comfortable about the move. But that first year, dude, it was there was plenty of times where I was like, am I doing the right thing? And then I just persevered, and yeah, dude, I definitely do not regret that decision.
All right, now this is not to brag or boast, but this is inspiration. Okay, now let's talk about your channel. Your Instagram got almost 80,000 subscribers. Your YouTube almost 50,000 subscribers. So combined, that's over 100,000 people that want to see what you got going on, man. How does that make you feel?
Yeah, man, it's been a blessing. It definitely it's cool. It's cool. It's cool seeing people that like you would never have met if it wasn't for social media, that just message like you. Like obviously we would have met if it wasn't for our platform and for you seeing us on there and reaching out via Instagram. Like it's crazy to see how the world has changed with social media. I mean, even me and Kyle, we would never have met if it wasn't for social media. And then I've got some great friends. I mean, obviously we were talking a little bit before this. Hang out with Will a lot. Like I've gotten some really good friends from being involved in the social media aspect of the reptile world, rather than just where we could have easily gone. We're just like, I have my collection. I'm not going to show anyone. I'm just going to build it. Forget everybody else. So it's been awesome. It definitely has its trying moments of being so out there in the public eye and putting our whole, like we put our whole lives out there. Like people know more about me than in, like anyone, like my close friends know just as much about me as my subscribers that watch. So it's definitely interesting, but I mean, I wouldn't change anything. It's been a blessing.
And now I'm gonna be honest with you. your YouTube, y'all only been on YouTube for a year and you already have almost 50K.
Yeah.
If I had almost 50K, I'm telling my wife, I'm not taking out the trash no more. I'm famous.
Yeah.
now,
We're only famous and not even we only have people that know us in the reptile world. When we go to shows, we it's pretty interesting. But I mean, going to it's still fun.
now with you working with so many amazing animals, I got to ask this: what's your favorite animal to work with that you just like every day? I gotta see this animal.
That's tough. The one I work with the most and I really like just enjoy is probably King COVID or King Cobra. I really like working with him, and at this point, he's basically just a 8-9 foot corn snake. He's super mellow, man. Cause I got him. He was a tiny little worm. I was feeding him a pinky mouse every day, having to wrap that in snakeskin. And now he's taking like medium rats like nothing, and he's just chilling. But besides him, I mean, I think he gets the most interaction of my time. And then my Cuban crocodile, Hades, I work with him a lot. And then besides that, I mean, those are probably the top two that I work with.
Nice. I like that name, Hades. I actually have a ball python named Hades.
Yeah.
I love that. I love that name. Now,
I'm really into Greek mythology. So my goal is to have 3 crocodilians, Cuban, Salty, and Nile. And I've already got their names picked out. Hades is the first one, Lord of the Underworld. So Hades from Cuba, down south. And then I've got Zeus already picked out for the Salty, king of all the gods. And then Poseidon for the Nile, king of the ocean. So I've already had the names picked out.
oh, that's gonna be dope. That's gonna be dope, brother. Now, with you working with so many animals, I got to ask this: what's the worst bite you ever took that you was like, oh shit, I got to go get some stitches, or I got to go to the hot? What's the worst bite you ever took from your collection?
So I've never gone to, I'll knock on some wood here. Never gone to the hospital off a bite. Never really had a bad bite. Never been bit by venomous, which has been good. I've been bit by like small crocodilians. That sucks. But honestly, probably the worst bite I took was like 10 years ago for my blood python. That was like 4 foot at the time. And she just nailed me on, but like we're probing her. So she wasn't too happy with that. And she nailed me on both my hands, like repeatedly, twice each hand. And then I ended up getting sick, but I think that was more so from like where we were at. It wasn't the cleanest environment, but I was pretty sick there for about 2 weeks. But besides that, honestly, I mean, I've been bit by like 12-foot anacondas. Snake bites are nothing compared to crocodiles.
You've been bit by 12-foot anaconda?
Yeah, back in high school, I was messing around with one of my friend's anacondas that wasn't very tame at all. It was I think pretty sure it was wild caught because this was like 10 years ago, and we are just handling it, and it got me. But it like I said, it bled a lot. Not too bad though.
Man, I couldn't imagine getting bit by an anaconda. Now, I had a lady on last night, Megaconda. She told me she got bit by an anaconda. It bit her on her hip, and her whole leg got bruised.
Yeah, they suck to get bit by. But as far as like going to the hospital and stuff, I'd rather get bit by a bigger anaconda than like any of my venomous snakes. Man, they'll put you down quick.
Okay. Now, for me, you know, I think that you big in the hobby, and I think a lot of people know you. So I'm wondering, do you have any crazy fan stories?
Not for me. I kind of I do all the filming and the editing, and like I obviously have my snakes and stuff. I kind of try to pass a lot of the attention onto Kyle. So you see, like, oh yeah, Kyle. Like I try to put it onto him and the animals. I try to stay out of like more of the spotlight, if you will. But he's got some crazy ones. I mean, I'll go to shows with him, and I'll just stand behind him and like with a hat on or something, and I'll just go, Crocodile Kyle, it's Crocodile Kyle, and I'll draw attention to him, and it's hilarious.
Folks be like, oh, the crocodile calling it primitive predators?
Yeah.
That's funny. So you telling me like somebody recognize you, be like, hey, that's crocodile calling. You hurry up and cover your face.
Yeah. It's pretty. But no, all the fans I've met are like, if like all the people that support us, I mean, they've been really nice, really down to earth. Not so far. I mean, obviously we're at like 50K right now. We're not too big. So we don't have like the general population looking at us. Most of our fan base is reptile animal people, and they've all been really cool, man. Like I love meeting people that watch our channel and interacting with them. I've even met some good friends that started watching our channel and just hit me up and be like, hey man, I love your channel. And then we got talking, and just cool people.
Right.
So as far as crazy stories, not much, but as far as like really good fan stories, yeah, dude, I've met some great people off our channel.
Right. Now, I'm jealous, man, and I'm gonna tell you why. You collabing with some of my favorite people in the hobby, and we got we got people in the chat, and they know I love Tyler Nolan. I'm a fan. I got a lot of his merchandise now. You've collabed with the likes of Tyler Nolan, Will Nace, Chandler's Wildlife. You collaborated with some of the big people in the hobby. So I'm wondering what's next. Like, who would you like to collab with that you haven't already collabed with?
Well, we've done a couple collabs with Jay too, Jay Brewer. Been pretty cool. He's an interesting character. He's a good guy in person, definitely a good guy. But I think next, I mean, I really want to collab with Brian Barczyk. I think we've had some talks with him. He definitely wants to come down and check out the facility. So I like to get him down. That'd be really cool. He was supposed to come down a few months ago, and then I think COVID kind of pushed that back. But I think he's going to be coming down soon. I know he collabed with Kyle a while ago, but he's one guy that I've talked to on like social media that I'd really like to like meet in person.
Right. Hey, the Barczyks, that's Reptile royalty, man, and they super nice. You know, shameless plug. I've had no on. Next week I'm bringing Lori Barczyk on. So keep doing it, man. You're doing some big stuff now. When I talked to you last time, you said you were going out of town. Now, was that to go look at some more animals for your facility? You know what? Talk to me about some of the places you've been.
Yeah, so I'm actually in California right now. So I'm visiting family right now. Since I moved out to Florida, I haven't really been back. And then my girlfriend graduated college, so I came back for a graduation party, and then I just decided to, since I was in a place I could stay a week, just stayed a week and hung out with family. I've checked out a few places. I have some really good friends here that run like reptile rescues or like different outreach programs. One of them, Safari Brandy. She's got a Instagram following. She has like sloths, more mammal stuff, and is starting to do a crocodilian program. So go over, hang out with her, and then do all that. But this week, man, I've been grinding for the last year, so I decided to just take a little bit of time and just kick back and just enjoy time with friends and family.
Okay, so you said you're on vacation right now.
I'm on vacation right now because as soon as we get back, I mean, I got some trips planned. We're going to the Hamburg Reptile Expo in 2 weeks. So I'll be gone there for a few days, like 5 days or something like that. And then we've got a lot of trips coming up. So I'm trying to just take a little bit of time to relax before the busy season of summer hits.
Okay, I can understand that. Now, with you being, in the reptile hobby, talk to me about some of the people in the hobby that you admire or that you like look up to.
Yeah, I think the biggest one, I mean, obviously my biggest inspiration since I was a kid was Steve Irwin. And I still look up to him. I know he passed and such, but like still I'll watch some of his old videos. I like he has been my hero from day one. I mean, I've been into reptiles. I got my first snake when I was 3. So I've been watching animal stuff my entire life, and he's one of those guys that inspired me as a kid and still inspires me as an adult. Just his amount of his ability to touch the world, to kind of get out there and expose people that never even thought of a snake to be like, oh, those are actually kind of cool. So I think that's my biggest inspiration. It's really cool seeing all these people like you named earlier that are getting a portion of that right now. I feel like there's still no one in the space that quite filled his shoes. It's kind of like 10 people to fill one Steve Irwin. So I'm really interested to see if there ever is someone that can kind of do that. But I think he's probably the biggest inspiration. Even though he's not here, he still inspires me every day.
Right. Now, with you being around so many animals, and I know y'all have y'all facility, but I'm kind of curious. I'm more curious about your personal collection. What do you have at your home? How's your collection looking? What do you have?
Yeah, so the snake collection on our channel, that's my personal collection. That building's not going to be open to the public when we do that. So luckily there was that shed there for me to build up that snake. So I mean, we've got the king cobra in there. I really like the Mangshan vipers I have are freaking gorgeous. We've got bushmasters. I got a little female inland taipan that I haven't showed that much on the channel. She's amazing.
I seen it.
Yeah, and then I got some more snakes coming in. Like I told you off screen, I've got a pair of East African green mambas coming. I'll get them on Sunday, so I'm excited for that. But yeah, that whole building, man, that's all private collection. Even the stuff Kyle has, that's all private.
All the stuff on your channel, that's all you.
No, the snakes. Snakes is more my element. Crocs are more Kyle's. And then for the snakes, there's stuff that Kyle likes that we kind of got together. And then there's a few like some stuff where like the inland taipan. He didn't have any interest in that, so I'm like, but I love that snake. That's mine. I'm gonna go get that. But yeah, no, it's interesting how our collection kind of works and the dynamic works. But yeah, the snakes, man, that's all private collection right there.
Right? About how many animals approximately do you think y'all got right now?
Are we including crocodiles and tortoises?
Guesstimate.
300.
300. That's all at the facility, right?
Yeah, maybe more. Yeah, 400 probably.
Right. Joe Chandler said, "Are the East Africans from Dingo's shipment?"
Yeah, they are. Yeah, they came from Dingo. There were those captive bred ones he produced a couple months ago. And my old mentor, Steve Angeli in Sacramento. So that's who I got all my venomous hours with for Elapidae and all that. He's the one that brought the shipment in from Dingo. So I was able to get it from that.
Okay. Well, we're going to do a shameless plug right here. Joe Chandler, great guy. That is the owner of Venom Proof Cages. Some great cages. I need to check them out.
Yeah, I've never heard of him, so I'll check him out. He's got it. Hit me up on Instagram. I definitely need some more cages.
Yes, he owns a company. It's called Venom Proof Cages. They literally have it's like a box in the cage where you open it and the snake can go in it and you can shut it and then clean the cage while the snake is still in there.
Oh, they make shift boxes?
Yeah, something like that. Just hit up Joe. He could tell you more about it. He's a good guy. Thought I shot him out, man. Now with you having so many animals, I know that you made a YouTube video about your taipan. Was that your dream animal, or is there still something out there that you don't have that you want to get?
Dude, I'll tell you what. I moved to Florida with a list of snakes, and I've quickly checked off that list. Like, sad to say, like this first year, I pretty much almost completed my entire list of snakes. We are going to be opening up to the public a snake room. So I created a new list to kind of add just some more really obscure stuff and kind of just like my goal of our venomous snake room is kind of to put on display the highest end venomous snakes possible. Like the stuff like you can go to zoos and like if you went to every zoo, maybe you'd be able to see the whole list, but there's no place that has like all of them in one location. So my goal is to have just like really cool stuff, all like the Mangs, Bushmasters, Taipan. There's gonna be some other Australian stuff, all species of the Mambas, like all on display in one room is my goal.
That's gonna be tough, man. I can't wait to come.
Yeah, we have a good amount, and then I've got a good amount already coming that I've already kind of locked in. So it's been interesting.
I know that's right. Now, I got to ask you this, and I ask all the people that I bring on. I feel like everybody that I talk to is leaving their mark in the industry. And this is something that I want you to think about because I see primitive predators being even bigger than y'all are. So I want to know, like, if you wasn't here today, like, Lord forbid you passed away, but if you did and they was making a primitive predators autobiography or like a movie, you know what I'm talking about? If they're making a movie about you, who would you want to play you in the primitive predator movie?
Let's see. I don't know, man. I don't know. That's tough.
Anybody in the world, any actor, anybody who is going to be Big Ryan in the primitive predator movie?
I mean, there's a guy that kind of looks like me. I don't know his name. He's from the movie like Warm Bodies. Everyone says that he looks like me. But I don't know. But I don't know if I could pick anyone. Maybe like Jensen Ackles. I'm a big Supernatural fan, and he's.
Oh, okay. I'm a Supernatural man. If I could show you this, hold on. Let me see. Look up there. You see that? That's Supernatural right there.
Oh, yep, yeah. Like that's that'd be pretty cool.
Right now, I'm a big Supernatural fan. I would love to see that. The dude from Supernatural playing primitive predators. I would love to see that.
Yeah, that'd be funny.
Now, talk to me about breeding, man. Are y'all doing any breeding at your facility right now? And as far as like anything, like any of your crocodiles, your alligators, your snakes, are you breeding anything? And if so, can we find you on Morph Market?
Okay. Yeah, so pretty much everything we have is breeding. I mean, we already have probably 200 crocodile eggs in the ground already. But if, of those that hatch, like we breed crocodiles for fun basically at this point, and then like we won't hatch out 99.9 of the eggs we get. It's just give them enrichment to do the breeding and such. And then Kyle obviously wants more crocodiles, so he's breeding those for that. So we don't sell any of the animals we produce there. As far as venomous goes and snakes wise, yes, I've got a lot in the works this year. Probably Barron's racers. I've got my blue ones paired up, so hopefully those will go. I just had some anaconda babies, so I sold all those. Those are all gone now. But those were really really interesting. And then yeah, like there are some big projects in the works of breeding, especially like I'd love to get the Mangchans going. Everything I get in pairs because I want to breed everything.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up.
Market, I am thinking about getting back into ball pythons. I have 5 right now, and I used to breed them back in the day. So I'm thinking about getting back into that, and those ones I'd make available because obviously those make a much better pet than inland taipan.
Right. Now this is a true story. I know you know Miguel from Always Evolving Pythons, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So he came up on my channel, and I told him I didn't have a ball python. He's like, "No, we got to change that." Do you know he sent me a free ball python?
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah, yellow nose, spot belly, 100% het clown, male ball python. It's gorgeous.
That's awesome.
Yeah, he's Miguel from Always Evolving Pythons. He's definitely a good dude. Now,
I've talked to him a few times. Awesome. He's gonna come out and check out the collection as well.
Now, Miguel's good, but I'm gonna tell you something that I would really like to see a collab happen. Oh, first off, let's rewind. Let's go back to that last question. Did I hear right? Did you just say a crocodile clutch could have 200 eggs?
No, they have about 50. But we have 3 Niles that just laid eggs, so that's 150 right there. And then, like I said, we have a lot of adult crocodiles, and they'll lay eggs even if they're not with a male. Like we had last year, our Americans, both females laid like 40 eggs each. And then we've got we're expecting Chinese alligator eggs any day. And then Yakaris always lay like pretty much everything. The salties are going to lay. They're building their nest right now. So we've got 2 adult female salties that lay every year. The Cuban Nile hybrid just laid. Like we've got a lot of stuff laying.
Man, y'all doing big stuff over there.
Yeah, we've got about 20 species of crocodilian right now.
Man, that's insane. And which leads me to my next question. It's not really a question, it's just a statement. I would really like to see y'all collaborate. So I brung Savannah Bone from Gatorland up here.
Yeah.
I need to see y'all Primitive Predators do a collaboration with Gatorland.
Yeah, maybe in the future, man. Maybe.
I think that would be tough, man. Now, with y'all having y'all facility, you said you're gonna open up a snake room, just a room, not the whole facility, right?
We're opening the whole facility. That's what all the construction's going for at the old property. So there's 2 different properties. There's the one with all the crocodiles now, and then there's the one with the 5 ponds and the 2 greenhouses. That facility I just said is going to be private. It's going to be for like larger scale breeding and just kind of a private collection. And then the old facility where we film most of our stuff, that's going to be open to the public. And then there's a garage area when you pull in, and that's going to be the snake maybe gift shop area.
Oh, that's gonna be tough. So you got 2 facilities, a private one, and then kind of like a reptarium, almost like Brian Barcheck's.
Yeah.
Oh, y'all tough.
The snake portion of that, like the indoor portion's probably, I don't know, 3,000, 4,000 square foot. And that's what's going to be like the snake area. And then the crocodile facility part, like the whole property is about 12 acres. So that'll be open to the public. So you'll be able to come see snakes, come see crocodiles. There's going to be some tortoises probably on display. And then we'll have our gator rescue program there too.
Oh, y'all tough, man. Now, with you being down there in you're in Florida, right? You're based in Florida, right?
Yeah. We're just north of West Palm Beach.
Do you do any of that? They hunt a lot of those pythons down there. Have you ever done any of that?
Yeah. I've caught probably 13 or 14 pythons. The biggest one I've caught was 10, 12 foot long, so not very big.
Man, I'm jealous.
Yeah, there's a decent amount. I had some friends that are python hunters, so I'm lucky enough to be able to go out and catch with them. And then I've got a buddy, he's the one that caught the record, snakeaholic, Kevin. I met him through Will, so hopefully I'll get out there this season with him because he catches amazing stuff. He's got an awesome rig where he's got like a viewing platform above his car that you can actually stand on and shine. So I'd love to get out there, and he said we could. So this summer, hopefully, we'll be getting out there.
I actually seen that truck on Tyler Nolan's channel, I think.
Yeah. Tyler's friends with him too. I think he gets some of his pythons for his king cobra from Kevin.
And see, that's actually one of my goals is to get Snakeaholic up here, so I got to hit him up.
Oh yeah, he'd be more than happy to come on here.
Right now, with you being in Florida, how have the reptile bans affected your business?
Luckily, with what we're doing, I haven't really got affected yet. The biggest thing that affected me was the anacondas, to not be able to breed and sell them, because obviously you have one litter of anacondas and that's $20,000-$30,000 in babies. So they made that to where you can't breed them anymore. But as far as like having them and stuff, since we are going to be open to the public, and that was always our goal to be an exhibition educational facility, luckily I can still have them. I've had those snakes for over 10 years. Those are my babies. So luckily we can keep them. We can put them on display. But for the time being, we can't sell them or breed them, which hopefully that changes, but we'll see where it ends up.
So you kind of just grandfathered in as long as you have them and got everything, the permits and everything, you can keep them, but you just can't sell them.
Yeah, well, even with my permit, so I have education. So I don't have retics right now, but I have the permit for it. So I can still get them because we're an open to public facility. So they made like a loophole there, but again, you can't do any breeding. And then we had all those tegus, man, and that honestly sucks pretty bad that we're not able to continue that breeding program with the tegus, because I mean, we got like 300 of those like a couple months ago, and we're down to just the adults, but we still had like 50 adults that we're just selling now because we can't do anything with. Right
now, you're doing some amazing stuff. Talk to me about how hard was it to open up, because I seen it on your channel, and it's considered a sanctuary. You know, how hard was it to open your sanctuary? Because I'm pretty sure that's the one that's going to be private. How hard was it to open it up?
Well, that one's going to be public.
That's the public one.
Yeah. So that we're still not open yet. So it's we have all the paperwork's done, all that stuff. It's a nonprofit, but we are not open to the public yet because we're still under construction. So that the hardest part right now is finding workers, because it's a little bit of a shortage, and then obviously material costs have gone up with COVID and all that. But it's a lot of work, man. I mean, we're putting in 31 new enclosures for crocodiles. And then we got to build a whole like reptarium snake room area that's going to be super naturalistic that we haven't even started yet. And I mean, all those ponds that we're building for the snake area is all built out, or of the croc area is all sheet pile. So it's super labor intensive. That's the hardest part. It's probably going to take us till the end of the year just to get all the construction done for the sanctuary, if not maybe even into the next year, just to get everything ready to be opened up. So it's difficult, man. It's a lot of work.
Right. Joe, the owner of Venom-Proof Cages, said he sent you a message, Cole.
Okay.
Now, with you having so many animals, do you remember the first animal you ever got, reptile-wise, that just kick-started the hobby for you, that you were like, I like this, I want to keep going?
Yeah, my 3rd birthday. My neighbors were walking over to my house. They found a California red-sided garter snake on the ground, and they caught it, and they put it in a cage for me, and they brought it over when I was 3. So when I started, I've not had a snake since I've been 3. That one that was wild, my parents decided to let go, but when they let that go, they went and bought me a corn snake. So then I had that since then, and then I've always had a snake ever since.
Y'all hear this man been in reptiles since he was 3.
Yeah.
Now, with your channel, I know it's mainly based over here, but have you ever thought about doing the overseas herping videos?
I did one. I went down to Costa Rica. I went with Chandler and then the McCarthys back in February of last year, so about a little over a year ago, when I first moved down. And I did a video down there. I caught eyelash vipers. We caught a baby musarana. We put it out there. Honestly, didn't get that much traction. We got maybe 1,500, 2,000 views. So that kind of told me our viewers didn't really want to see that. So I haven't done it. But as we grow and stuff, there will be more of that, because we have some plans to travel. And obviously when COVID opens up a little more, we're gonna be traveling a lot more. We've got big plans coming up.
That makes some sense. Now, where do you see, you want to take primitive predators? Like in the next 5 years, where are y'all wanting to be at?
I mean, I have to say, I see primitive predators being a lot larger than what it is today, as far as subscriber count and view count. I'd almost like to turn it into a brand. I mean, we have a lot going on here with the sanctuary opening that's under the Primitive Predators umbrella, and then obviously we have some merch that we haven't really been exploiting too much. But I'd really like to bring it into more of a brand. Obviously, I have the snake business that I have on my side when it's going to be breeding and all that. That I'll make snakes available. Like it's going to be. I could see it being an umbrella for a lot of things.
I see you doing big stuff, man. Now, I can't end an interview without asking this, man. You got to talk to me about Chubbs, man. How awesome is it interacting with Chubbs?
Dude, he's one of my favorite crocodilians. I mean, I'm sure you saw the video and the picture where we went swimming with him. I mean, that's a 13-foot alligator that you're in the water with. You're riding on his back. You're holding on to his tail. You're hand feeding him, and he's just kind of hanging out there, enjoying our presence, and just even just tolerating it and getting food. But dude, Chubbs, he's one of those animals to where like it's fun working with the salties. Like when I don't know if you saw the video, but like we went in there and collected eggs at 1 a.m. in the morning. So we had to like jump over the fence. I was literally bear hugging the tail of the female while she was dropping eggs into my hand, and Kyle's distracting the male, which is a 15-foot salty with a PVC pipe, and he's chasing us around. But like in that scenario, it's tight enclosure. You're running for your life in that one. But you can get in with Chubbs, which is he rivals the salty in girth, just not in length. So you're able to work around a dinosaur that isn't trying to kill you and like chase you down. It's a wonderful experience. Like it's one that's hard to explain. You gotta be there and just feel the presence of this large animal just allowing you to be there and just kind of chilling.
Now I'm kind of curious. Has Jay Brewer got any of his like alligators or crocodiles from you guys?
No, he hasn't. So I met Jay for the first time about a year ago. I went down there and I filmed a video with him and some of his retics at his place, and then he came out probably 2 weeks ago. He was doing his rounds in Florida, and he came over and checked out the new facility, and he was able to feed the Niles and stuff. But no, I don't know where he got his gators from, but yeah, they weren't from us.
Right now, I only got a couple more questions, but I kind of want to know. So what's I have an Amazon tree boa, and their bite is insane,
Yeah.
and I try not to get bit. I couldn't imagine having a taipan, an inland taipan. So I'm kind of curious, what's going through your mind when you're handling? That's one of the most poisonous snakes in the world, if not the most poisonous one.
Yeah, they're the most toxic snake in the world. Even there were some studies that were kind of saying sea snakes may be more toxic than them, but then the research I did, it was done differently. Like they tested the venom on different areas of tissue. So when they actually do like apples for apples, taipans were still the most toxic if you truly do a straight up comparison. But I mean, when it comes to like all snakes and all venomous, I kind of get into a zen state. So like I'm not scared. I'm not freaking out. I'm probably the most relaxed I'll ever be handling a venomous snake, because I'm just chilling. I'm just watching the snake, because if you start freaking out, that's when you get into issues like especially taipans, like mambas and stuff. Like they're so twitchy to where if you're not absolutely calm and you twitch because they twitch, you're just going to set the snake off. But honestly, I've been doing it for so long. I mean, I've had venomous snakes for 10 years now. And then, like I said, snakes for 24 years now. So it kind of it just comes natural. It feels like just another day.
So when you're handling it, you're in that zen state. You kind of like meditated all your thoughts. It's just you and the snake, and you one with it.
Oh yeah, 100%. That. I would say it's probably really close to meditation. That's kind of where I'm at. Is I'm just super relaxed, and I'm just reading the snake's body language, and I'm just, it's a dance.
That's amazing, man. Now I got to ask this because I'm new to the reptile hobby. I only been in the hobby maybe a year, a little over a year. I always thought that. Thank you, Fitz. I appreciate that. I always thought that certain animals were out of reach, and I'll explain to you what I mean. You know, I was like, okay, a lot of animals they only at the zoo, and then all of a sudden, instantly, I see Tiger King, and I'm like, damn, this dude's buying tigers like they low bread.
Yeah.
So I want to know, and the reason I say that is, can you tell me how much, because you got alligators, crocodiles, all that stuff. How much is a crocodile? If I wanted to buy one, how much would one be?
Well, you have to find somewhere to sell it. So that I've kind of come to realize that nothing's out of reach anymore, as long as you have the right facility for it, and the right permitting. But I mean, like alligators and stuff, they're cheaper. You can find them for under $200 usually. They're like sometimes even $100 for a baby. Crocs get more expensive, and caimans are a little bit medium price. They're like a palp, so like a dwarf caiman, you could probably get at a show for like 250 to 500. Broad snouts are usually around like 1,000 to 1,500 from what I've seen. When you get into crocodiles, it's a little more expensive. Like Cubans are like 4,000, like 3 to 5,000, like in that ballpark.
3 to 5,000.
Yeah, and then salties, if someone's selling it, they can kind of ask whatever they want. The crocodile market, like Kyle always says, it's pretty much whatever anyone wants to pay. So there's no real set price for them, and there's like it's like if you have it and you're the only one that has it, you could charge $10,000 for baby Chinese alligator, $25,000 for baby Chinese alligator. Like you could charge that, but if someone's willing to pay it, they'll pay it. If not, they won't. But there's no real supply. And then when you get into venomous snakes, one thing you'll notice is like the most expensive venomous snake would maybe be like maybe a tiger snake, and they're like 15,000 a pair. But I don't think those are even legal in the U.S. So like that might be like more of like a no snake. But like the legal most expensive snake I think there is maybe like a bushmaster, like black-headed bushmaster. You're looking at probably like 3 to 3,500 each, similar to what the Mengshans are.
3,500 for a bushmaster. But hey, if you got the money, you can do it.
Yeah, for the Central American ones, you can get for like 2 to 3.
Okay, now this is for inspiration. I don't know if you know this, but I could pull it up on your channel. Do you realize your YouTube channel has 4 million plus views? How does that make you feel?
I did not. I thought we were around like the million mark.
It's 4+ million.
Oh, well, that's pretty cool. Yeah, that's insane. That means that there's been 4 million eyeballs on our channel that have seen what we're doing. And I feel like our channel, like we're not very sensational at all. So to have that many views is really ridiculous, like incredible, because we're not out there doing, in my opinion, crazy outlandish stuff that would just draw in the layman. Like we're doing stuff that most people that watch us are like, they're into animals. The fact that we've been able to pull that kind of attention from people that, I mean, there's thousands of channels out there. So that's honestly really cool.
Right. Like I think when I looked, it was like maybe like 3.7, 3.8, but it was up there. I was like, damn.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah, hopefully with because we're going to start putting more videos out here soon, especially when the sanctuary opens, and we've got some really rare animals coming in that we're gonna hopefully we'll get some more eyeballs.
That is amazing. Now I got one more question, and then we'll go ahead and end it because I don't keep people very long. 30, 40 minutes, we hang out, get to know each other, and then we out of here. Now, what do you feel like the hardest part about having so many animals has been for you?
Hardest part is just I mean, that's a twofold question. I would say probably maintenance. You have to maintain all this stuff. It gets to be a lot, which is why I'm setting up all bioactive enclosures now. It's more upfront work, but then overall, like the maintenance kind of drops down a little bit to more manageable for so many animals. And then besides that, is just having the knowledge to care for so many different species of animals, because they all kind of, even though they require similar stuff, like a snake's a snake. I mean, I've got Mengshans that if you get them past like 85 degrees, you're going to kill them. Whereas taipans, you got to keep them hot. King cobra, like almost every snake I have is pretty much different care requirements.
Right. So just the hardest part is just maintenance and just making sure your care is just on point to keep your animals thriving.
Yeah. Be able to kind of set up like 15 different ecosystems in one room.
Okay. That makes sense. That would be really hard. Iron Dog just shared your channel. Make sure everybody that's here, y'all go subscribe to Primitive Predators. He's doing big stuff out here. We were blessed to have you on, man. I'm gonna tell you that I appreciate you.
Yeah, I appreciate
And before I end my interviews, we have a little reptile community of our own. I always shout everybody out that I can. Before we leave, y'all make sure y'all check out Iron Dog Reptiles, My Animal House, Kurtwood, Ball Python Love, OSMR, Venom Wonderful, Desert Wolf Armory, Cold Blooded Monstars, Not Lou, Doug's Monsters, Nikki, Esther, Solo Butterfly, KY Constrictors, Reese's Pythons, Bad Blood Reptiles, L Harper, Joe Chandler, Reptile Feeders, just everybody. We have a good community. Y'all make sure y'all go check them out, man. This is big reptile talk. We were blessed today, man. Primitive predators, man. Who would have thought
it? I appreciate that, man. Great interview. I'm glad we're able to get on here. I'm glad that you have so many people hopping on in the community. It's been awesome.
Just a couple comments. Celtic Boss too, man. Make sure y'all check him out. Iron Dog. Everybody enjoyed it. Great interview. Great interview. This was real. This was a fun interview. Hopefully we can keep in contact. I appreciate it. We're gonna get out of here, y'all. Peace. Don't leave yet. Peace, y'all.